So about just over a week ago, we did a video about items that are pointless because of how expensive they are and how weak they are compared to other items in the game. But there are also some items and features in the game that do not need to exist, not just because they're terrible value, but also because they serve essentially no purpose. But do you know what's not useless? This segue to our sponsor. Wait, no, we're not Linus Tech Tips. Today our sponsor is the subscribe button and the like button. So pause this video, go subscribe because I know some of you aren't and also liked the video. Done? Okay, good. A great example of this is the Enchanting skill. Get this, your combat skill increases the damage you deal and you level it up by fighting monsters. Your mining skill, foraging, and farming skills increase the amount of items you get from mining, foraging, and farming, and you level those up by mining, foraging, and farming. So Enchanting is leveled up by enchanting things and increases the amount of HP you get. This doesn't make sense, as instead of improving your enchantment's power or the strength of enchantments you get from an enchantment table, and you get more HP so that you can do more enchanting. This is entirely useless once matched, as people use the same amount of Grand Experience bottles or Titanic Experience bottles to do basically everything anyway. Not to mention, the skill really only exists as a pointless number for sweaty guilds to count towards a skill average, because big numbers apparently look good. There's already items that increase your HP orb gain anyway, and the fact that you literally cannot grind it without spending huge amounts of money sucks too. But unlike alchemy, you physically cannot speed up the leveling with more money. You have to sit there for about 100 hours and spend over 100 million coins to get it. There are also some mobs that are relatively pointless. For the longest time, Obsidian defenders didn't even do anything unless you attacked them first, and now they only serve to be a minor inconvenience whilst doing the already boring task of zealot grinding. Other useless mobs include the parasite silverfish in the Watcher fight that don't deal any damage and are also one-hits with a tiny hitbox. There's blazes in the nether that spawn in these random, entirely optional rooms, but there's no reason to go here because there's a field of blazes in the middle right of the map anyway. The golden ghoul only really exists because the golden powder had to drop from somewhere, and the zombie villagers in the graveyard ruin what would be a perfect grind spot for new players. With the nature of pets being that you select the one you need for the specific job you're doing, you'd expect every pet to have at least one situation where they are useful. So surely you'd expect every pet to have some use case, right? Well, not according to Doctor, because the Endermite pet exists. It used to shine back when it first came out, as it saved so much time that its performance was similar to the Enderman pet. But now that the personal compactor and sats exists, there's basically no reason for it to exist. No less the fact it's a mining pet, so you're never going to level it up. The giraffe pet also exists for people who, I don't know, are too used to PvP and insist on critting everything out. It's lost on me really. Oh, if you hate your wallet, you can also buy a pig pet. Finally, the Colosseum exists for some reason. Minikloon went and did it. He somehow made a less fair PvP area than the pit, and that really is something. Why would you ever want to fight someone when the person with the best gear will very obviously win, and where you can literally just dip any minute is entirely pointless? You can also just place an orb literally anywhere in the arena and ruin it for everyone because nobody will die. But hey, it's SkyBlock. It's not supposed to be a PvP game, and it's also still disabled, so I couldn't show you this if I wanted to, but hey, I'm sure whatever changes they do, it won't make it any less pointless. So yeah, I'm sure some of these things exists to add variety to the game, which is actually really good in some cases, but some of these things are just plain useless.